Good morning, it's Ollie from Morgan Marine, and today we're going to present you the UK premiere of the Merry Fisher 895 Sport Series 2. She's shortly going to be en route to Southampton Boat Show, and we'll get some drone footage and video footage on the way as well. The Series 2 is a brand new hull. The boat has really been redesigned top to bottom. There's a lot of improvements. The hull, for starters, has now got a nice deep V, very steep dead rise at the bow with a bigger planing pad at the stern, which allows you to get the boat on the plane much quicker. So you now hold the plane about 15 knots. We'll do a walkthrough guide and then we'll pop out on the water. As we come forwards, we really see one of the best advantages of the 895 Sport, and the Series 2 further improves on that, which is the big cockpit area up at the bow with all the cushions out. We come along, we've still got the nice big Helm side door, and then we've also got a new side door on here which is much larger for access to the boat. You see it's nice and easy, step aboard. It's a very good height, matches the pontoon height, so it's very easy to get people on and off, even those who are maybe unsteady on their feet. We've still got the access at the stern if we needed with the bathing ladder. With the Yamaha 250s, this gives the boat around 40 knots. Again, with the joystick, autopilot, all the features you need. This is a fully loaded boat. Price on the boat as reviewed is around 230,000 including VAT. And the price range generally, depending on spec, is generally anywhere from 200,000 to 240,000. As we step on board into the cockpit, you can see we've got a nice big cockpit area. You've got plenty of room to walk around. And again, the advantage of the Sport is the folding seats. So the folding seats, nice and easy to pop out. Don't have to worry about taking the cushions off, they fit when they store away. And in the cockpit now, new design. Got a nice large cockpit grille and sink for outside entertaining and cooking. We've got a really big rear lazarette. The gas lockers now move location, which also serves as a step to the port side deck. It was previously up the bow, and we still keep the nice wide doors and free flow movement round the boat. Before we go inside, we'll just go up the side here. We'll go up the side deck. On the starboard side, as it's an offset cabin with a much wider walkway, you can see here it's really nice and deep, so you can see just how high the rail is. So it's above my waist, and it's very safe and feels very nice going forwards right up to the bow. As I mentioned before, this bow seating area is brilliant. Again, great for entertaining. There is an option to have a table up here as well. You still have the option as before where you can open up here, so the cushion comes off, it opens up, and you can then get straight into the cabin below if you want to store your cushions. But there is an exterior cover that goes all over these cushions, so you can leave them out and they're nice and protected. As we step back down, we can then step in through the nice large side door. Inside the saloon area, again, this bit's all been changed as well. There's lots of new benefits and design features. One of the maybe compromises with the old Merry Fisher 895 Sport versus the cruiser version was the location of the galley. The location of the galley used to be up there. Now, however they've done it, it's very clever. They've now moved the galley and increased the width here, so we have now got a proper galley out the way where it's not inconvenient. Again, we've got a sink with a Korean worktop, single burner stove, and plenty of storage all underneath it. The isolator cupboard has moved, which is now in here with nice easy access to your isolators. Again, we've got two separate banks on this boat. So we've got our negative here, we've got our house and engine 2, and then we've got engine 1 by itself with a parallel switch, so you can combine all your batteries if needed to make sure your engines start. Still got the nice large storage locker here, and with the large fridge down here. This has got the new upholstery, the leatherette upholstery, with a good sized table. Again, you can get 4 people around the table, folds away, so we can easily reverse the seat. Nice large and deep side windows, sunroof which is fully opening, good grab rails all the way around for if it's a rough sea, and then we've got the dash set up here as well. The trim has really been improved on this boat. As on the Series 2 Cruiser, we've got the newly designed big bolster Helm chair, nice in black leather, it slides forwards and backwards, but also now fully rotates. On the dash, we've got a brand new dash layout too. The screen is now flush with the dash, which is a really nice design. We've got a Garmin 1223 XSV. You can see we've got a reversing camera on here. We've got the Yamaha CL5 display, autopilot system, joystick, which we'll go through again on the water, and the new Yamaha control box with the integrated start-stop on the control box itself, equipped with cruise control and all sorts of features, which we'll run through in more detail on the water. You can see the trim all around here, it's nice touches, improved finishing. We've got a nice touch up there with a carbon wrap, and then as we go down and into the cabins, you'll notice some more changes down there as well. First of all, we'll come down into the master cabin. So the master cabin has been really improved on this boat. So on the Series 1 895 Sport, the bed was quite high and you were very restricted with your headroom in here. They've lowered the bed now, and the shape of it has changed, so it's a much larger double berth. It's much lower, as we mentioned before, still got your access up here, plenty of windows, big side windows on the hull as well to let plenty of light in. And we've got some storage under here as well. Really what this means is before there was the compromises between the cruiser version and the sport version was the cruiser version really gave you the big island bed and you weren't so compromised in here, but lost out on the seating area at the bow. Now what they've done with the sport is we've got this great double berth at the bow here, and we've also got the seating outside. Also in this newly designed double berth at the bow, we've now got wardrobe with a rail in it, and we've got some nicely new design storage, nice deep storage around the bed as well. Going into the heads, we've got a new layout. You can see now it's much larger, you've got really good headroom in there. The toilet's changed its position and the sink is now offset towards the aft of the boat with plenty of storage underneath. You can see now in here, you can see just how much headroom there is. Plenty of room inside and good access. It's still a wet room with the shower that pulls out, so the shower pulls out and clips up here. Going into the second cabin, as we come in, we've got a nice little stool to sit on, and we've got the new shelving in here, a big double berth under here. We've got access in here to our 230 volt breaker board, and the access panel down the back takes you to your water heater, your chlorifier. As we come forwards and up the steps, the fuse board position for all your 12 volt fuses has changed. It's now down here under the steps. So it's nice and easy to access all your fuses and change them as required. Up on the roof, we've got the nice black anodised roof bars and frame which comes across, so you can store a paddleboard or tender on the roof. We've got the forward LED searchlights. We've got a main remote searchlight on the roof at the back on the radar frame, which is movable. And you can see they've even designed and tailored in new black anchor light in there as well. We're just going to fire up now, and then we're going to take her off the berth. One of the great advantages of the 895 Sport and the Merry Fisher in general has always been you can do it single-handed. So we're going to fire up both engines together, get the joystick ready to go, and then we'll undo the lines and off we go. So we're just coming out on our way to the show. We're just coming out at speed limit here, so we'll be able to pick up speed in a minute. What I normally like to do is once we're out at close quarters, I pop the throttles back, both into neutral, and we've got the option of going in single lever. So we can then get rid of the starboard side throttle, both engines combined onto the port throttle. What we'll notice with this boat, it's going to come up onto the plane much earlier than the Series 1 did. At the moment we're doing 6 knots. We're just going to start to open her up and she'll come onto the plane around 15 knots. So we're just coming up on the plane now, so bring the throttle back a little bit. So we're doing 20 knots now, which is nice cruising speed. I'll bring her up a little bit more. The optimal sort of cruising speed on this boat is between 22 to 24 knots. That seems to be what's most comfortable. You get a very nice firm handle on the water. The boat's much quieter, the hull's much quieter than the Series 1, so you don't get too much hull noise from the boat. And we'll push her on a little bit more now towards her top speed. As we come up towards top speed and up through the rev range, what we'll do is we'll trim the engines up just to ensure we've got maximum efficiency and reach that top speed. She'll top out around 40 knots. At the moment we're doing 39 knots. And as with all boats, if you ever start to get porpoising effect as you trim up too much, all you do is you trim down and that will stop the porpoising. We're just going to bank her into a hard starboard turn. And then we're going to flick her back round into a port turn. So you can see here the visibility very, very good with this deep windscreen, deep side windows. You can see all the way around. It's excellent visibility, 360 with the rear doors as well. We'll bring her back down into neutral and we'll just show you the whole shot. So the acceleration with the 250s, the acceleration on here is brilliant. So we'll be straight up onto the plane. So we're down into neutral now and we're going to come up and I'll tell you the speed readings as we go. So we're now up to 10 knots. 20 knots now, 25 knots, 30 knots, 35 knots. Now on to 40 knots. So you see the V6 engines, they've got so much torque, so much power, they get you straight up onto the plane. Eking that, we can eke out a bit more. I reckon we'll be able to achieve around 42 knots. Autopilot's nice and simple to use on here. So we've got heading hold, which will simply hold our head in direction we want to go. To adjust, we've got a 1 degree and a 5 degree increment. So one press is 1 degree, a hold is 5. If you keep holding it, it'll bleep, and that's adjusting continuous 5 degrees amounts. Our compass heading's nice and clear, comes up at the bottom of the Yamaha display, and we'll bring that back down. One of the other really nice features of this Yamaha setup is that on our screen it shows us when we're in neutral, gives us an N. As we're going to forwards we get illuminated blue F, and then same for reverse, we get a red R. With the steer-by-wire engines, you can adjust the steering friction. So at the moment we've got regular, but you can make the steering friction heavy as well. You can adjust how many lock-to-locks you want. So you can set that at 5 turns or 8 turns, just for quicker manoeuvrability if you need it. The engines are linked via NEMA to the Garmin 1223 chart plotter, so it's a 12-inch screen. Along the bottom, you press the home button, you can get all your options, so chart, sonar, you can have combinations, and then vessel. If we go to vessel and across to Yamaha, really nice feature is we now get a rudder indicator on here as well, which is a nice nice to have with outboards, as often you can't see the outboard position when you're coming astern or berthing. To summarise, the 895 Series 2, which is a brilliant all-new design, new hull, new layout. We've got the wonderful seating up the bow, which is extremely sociable, improved with the new cushions and backrests that we've got. We've got the improved double berth in the bow, which is now much larger and lower, giving you more headroom inside. As we come back through the side deck, we've got the new improved much larger side door for access with a nice rear cockpit layout. And internally, one of the best features that has changed on this boat is the repositioning of the galley. So the galley, is, as we mentioned earlier, has now moved from the bow section of the saloon towards the aft door, as it is on the Series 2 Cruiser. These boats, the Series 2 Cruiser and the Series 2 Sport, are now very close together in the market. The Sport is a wonderful looking boat and maximises the balance in between outside space and interior space, whereas the Cruiser is more focused towards interior space. For any more information, please contact us via our website, morganmarine.com.